Hi there, folks. Welcome to the NovaWrap, your one-stop place for all things simulation related, all your news and gathering, and all those fun things that are happening in the simulation world. Well, folks, we've got quite the episode this week. It's the invasion of the 64-bit editions this week. So we've got two main news stories this week. So hot on the heels of last week's edition with the announcements of the appearance of or the eventual plans for appearance of Microsoft's Flight Simulator X to coming to Steam as the Steam edition from Dovetail, a partnership between Dovetail Games and Microsoft. And the simultaneous announcement that X-Plane 10, the 64-bit flight sim that's been kicking around for a little bit now, would also be making its debut appearance on Steam in the near future. Well, that future was a lot sooner than we all could have thought. It's actually out right now. It was actually released to us all on the 15th of July. So it is now available for download from Steam for the total price of $59.99 US. Just recapping for those who might have been sleeping under a rock for the last few years, X-Plane 10 is the latest in the latest in the long line of X-Plane simulators. Very interesting number, the 10 number for flight simulators, isn't it? Yeah, maybe a philosophical point to raise there. Anyway, so X-Plane 10, X-Plane 10 Global Edition. It's been out for a little while now, and it's been the only main sort of flight sim which has been available cross-platform as well, because it is available for not just Windows-based users, but also for Mac and Linux-based users as well. Has now come to Steam, so the core X-Plane 10 simulator title. Is quite highly touted because of its quite accurate, as basis quite accurate weather modelling. It's got the simulating system failures. You can control it as an instructor as well. All feeling very rather similar to what FSX really had, didn't it? Yeah. Anyway, so it is all included. It is ready to go. It has been around for a while. It has made its debut onto Steam. Now, the big draw card for X-Plane 10 has always been the fact that it is a 64-bit optimized simulator, so it can natively take advantage of systems which do have decently large amounts of memory, as well as taking advantage of their graphics cards and graphics settings as well. Now, one of the big things with X-Plane on the Steam edition is that it actually comes as a couple of different parts. So the core base component that you purchase for $59.99 is the base product with all the flight simulator engine side of things, but just comes with the Seattle area. Is the only part of the terrain that's included. However, the rest of the world is available as DLC. But the best thing to see about it is the fact that the DLC is the rest of the world, and it's for the most amazing price of free. So whether this is a limited time offer or not, we're not quite sure yet. But it does allow you to download your preferred part of the world region, just to click and install on demand, which is a pretty good feature there. So if you only want to fly in a certain part of the world, then you only have to download a certain part of the world. So definitely going to be helping those people who are sort of looking at saving on broadband space. That's for sure. So X-Plane 10 does feature, as I said, does feature the rest of the whole world. It is primarily, though, only from 74 degrees north to 60 degrees south latitude. So your polar regions and some parts of the world do get missed a little bit. So it does have one particularly big advantage over its competitor FSX in the market, is the fact that included in it is not just a developer's self-developed SDK or self-development kit. It actually includes a software to actually make it a bit easier for people to create their own aircraft, and to create their own sort of aerodynamic surfaces as well. So that was a pretty revolutionary thing to put in there, to actually make it a relatively user-friendly interface to do that. So that is a pretty cool thing about X-Plane over its competitors. So. And plus, also, unlike in Microsoft Flight, but similar to FSX, there were quite a fairly wide range of aircraft included. Approximately 20, looks like 24 aircraft are included straight out of the box, ranging from obviously your most common basics of your Cessna 172 that lots and lots of people learn to fly in. Goes all the way through to your Beechcraft King Air C90, through to your Bell 206 helicopter, and weirdly enough, not quite sure 100% why it's there, but you know what? I'm not going to argue with it. It does include remote-controlled aircraft and a remote-controlled aeroplane and a remote-controlled helicopter. So, guess it's not just there for pilots and armchair aviators; it's there for armchair radio controllers as well. So, Well, folks, as I said, that title is now available for purchase on Steam. So just head on over to Steam and just search X-Plane 10, and I'll pop the link down below as well if you are interested as well. Alright, moving on to the other part of the 64-bit invasion this week. At the start of the week, or the very, very late last week and the start of this week, the guys behind Squad Studios, so the guys behind Kerbal Space Program, announced the impending release of their next major update to the Kerbal Space Program title, being the career mode sort of edition, and this one has been titled First Contract, so a bit of a play on words there. So they released a couple of trailer videos, sort of hints and what's going to be coming, and then lo and behold, on Wednesday we got it! Yay! So this comes out as a free addition to all existing users of Kerbal Space Program. It's just a simple patch update that you sort of trigger yourself. They also coincides with the release of the 64-bit edition of the game as well. Now, the developers have warned that there are a few gremlins still lurking around in the 64-bit edition, and it is a case of user beware, but they've made it available to us, and that's pretty damn cool as well. The main focus and purpose of the expansion, or the next step in its development, rather, more than the expansion, is that, as I said, it does expand the career mode. So previously the career mode was fairly sort of limited, just do stuff, get science, and buy technology. Now it actually includes an actual funding and reputation elements in, as well as the science and research points thing as well. So you can actually accept contracts and actually do certain activities. Now those contracts can range anything from getting a Kerbal into space and orbiting around the planet, to testing a particular engine and have it land somewhere, or a particular test a decoupling part between two rockets at a certain altitude in Kerbal's atmosphere. So there are a few different contract options. They're all procedurally generated with a basic sort of theme work there, but cool, as in keeping with the developers' plans and sort of announcements to keep it widely open for the modding community. They have announced that it is fully customizable. You can go in and mod the proverbial out of all the contract system as well to customize contracts to your Kerbal program's particular requirements. So I'm really, really, really excited to be playing this. I really am. Anyway, okay. Just sort of rounding out the news in the simulator world. Speaking of the start of Dovetail simulations, the new digital distributors of Microsoft Flight Simulator X Steam Edition, when it eventually graces us with its presence, and hopefully a new flight simulator sometime in 2015. They have released 2 new add-ons for their very successful series, Train Simulator 2014. So the 2 new add-ons that have been released is the Norfolk Coal District and the Norfolk Southern SD40-2 locomotive. Now the Coal District adds on a couple of scenarios and a new line out in the heartlands of Pennsylvania for people and users to explore. Excuse me, while the SD40 locomotive is simply pretty much just that. It adds a new train. Also adds a couple of new scenarios in as well, and a little bit of an extra line in that same district as well. Now these can be purchased separately. You can purchase the Southern Coal District by itself for $39.99 US and $19.99 US for the locomotive, or you can buy it together as a package for $47.99. So these are available on Steam currently. Well, folks, that wraps up the NovaWrap for this week. Thanks very much for joining us. Don't forget, as always, to like and subscribe. And if there's anything you want to see or any particular news you've heard and want us to have shared on the channel, please feel free to drop me a line. Don't forget to keep in touch with me on here, not only here on the YouTube channel, but also on Twitter and on Facebook. Just search NovaWing24. Alright, folks, thanks very much for watching. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.